Oh boy. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa for those who are new here, and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, as you can see by the title, we are going to be testing out a bunch of new makeup products. I have my 2 bags here from Sephora and Ulta. I went shopping. I think that vlog will be coming after this, but I actually got some gift cards for Christmas, and so I went ahead and just went and checked out the Sephora and Ulta to see if anything caught my eye, and quite a few things did. There was a couple of things I wanted to try, but unfortunately my shade wasn't in stock, so I will have to save that for another time. But don't want to ramble too long. I got a ton of products, almost a full face, honestly. I have cream eyeshadows, a shadow stick. I have the new NYX the brow glue, which in a previous video I thought the Thick It Stick It was the tinted version of the brow glue, but lo and behold, I have the original here and I have the tinted one, which is in the shade dark brown. But don't want to ramble too long, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. But if you are new here, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for new videos every single week. Got a little family growing here on YouTube, and I'm so excited about it. And if you are not already, please follow me on Instagram for more daily updates. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Don't want to make this intro way too long, which I probably already have. Okay, let's get started. I'll zoom you guys in. Okay, so I've you guys zoomed in. My skincare has been on for a couple of hours now. It's Sunday when I'm filming this, so I had my soccer Sunday already and kind of got all cleaned up, did a little bit of self-care. Yeah, so my skincare has been on, I think, 2 hours. So I'm going to start off with the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. I got this in a previous vlog and I haven't had a chance to use it. So I figured I'd try it out, just bare lips and just to moisturize my lips. It's a nice cute little mini. I debated getting the full size, but I figured I would try this mini first to see if I like it. It smells nice, almost like a candy. I don't feel a sting yet, but definitely, oh yeah, there's a sting. It's actually not that bad. It's a nice little applicator. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. It feels very similar to the e.l.f. Plumping Gloss. Yeah, I like this small size. I think it's great for throwing in your purse and going about your day and just kind of replenishing. It feels very hydrating. I definitely feel it more on my on my bottom lip more than my upper lip. Yeah, so I'm really liking how that is looking. I feel like I look so shiny and hydrated, which I am really, really happy about. Okay. I'm going to use these because I have a couple of base products that I want to try out. That is a freaking look, isn't it? I just want to get it out of the way. Okay, I'm going to go into my Ulta bag first. Couple of things. So I did get the new NYX Bear With Me Blur Foundation. I got it in the shade Fair. I have a feeling this might be too light for me, but they didn't have the shade I wanted in stock, and I really wanted to try this out. And also, I like the fact that it's a small packaging, squeezy tube packaging. I think this would be great for travel. I like the formula. Yeah, but we'll have to see. I'm not really a matte person, but I did like the fact that it was blurring. I do have some prominent pores, and that's the other thing too. I don't put any filters on my videos, so what you see is what you get. And I do have like some wrinkles and some pores in this particular area, and so I wanted to see actually how blurring this is. And I haven't heard a whole lot about it. Like I've seen that people have done reviews on this, but I actually haven't watched them yet, so it'll definitely be interesting what my first impression is. But before I apply that, I did get another shade of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and I have it in the shade Fair, which to me looks still pretty dark. I mean, so this is the shade Light Medium, which is the one I've been using. And I noticed the other day that this was actually starting to get too dark for me, and I'm definitely have lost my summer tan. So as you can see, it's pretty dark. On camera, like in person, like now with the bright lights, I definitely can see a difference in the shade. This is the shade Fair and this is the shade Light Medium. But in the store when I bought it, I was like, this looks like the exact same shade I have at home. So I know it's kind of crazy to have two different shades of the same product, and that's not something I normally do, but this is a product I reach for all the time. And I think during these winter months, I think I will make a significant dent out of this. And also in the summer months, I know I'll make a significant dent out of this as well. So I feel like when I start getting a tan again, I'll be able to mix them to get the right shade, and then vice versa. When I start losing my tan, I'll be able to mix them. So yeah, I typically don't do this where I have multiple shades of the same thing, but I figured this is something I really like and it's a product I reach for all the time. So that's what I was thinking. So in order to kind of test this out, I think I'm only going to put this on one side of my face, one to really see the shade. And then I'll put this over top, and like one side will not have this at all, to see how this wears on its own. So this is a ColourPop F29 brush. So I'm going to use this to apply this Fair shade of the Halo Glow liquid. So I like to put it like that and then kind of drag it a little bit around. I know this has like a decent amount of coverage, so that'll be nice. And also you can kind of see if this layers, because I may not like the full matte like finish, but I might like the blurring effect. So maybe I can kind of meld it together to see if it'll work for my particular makeup preferences. So far it seems very yellow, but yeah, as you can see, it's like super glowy. I don't typically put it under my eyes because I just kind of leave that for concealer. This definitely feels like it's, I don't know. And I'm not sure if I want to put another layer on. Like, okay. I didn't put a whole lot on, so I think it might be okay. But it did give that glow. Like you can kind of tell from this side with nothing on it to this side, like there's definitely a glow. Now I have like studio lights on me, so keep that in mind. But that's that it's looking way more shinier, but that might be a good shade like for every day, and just throw this on to make my skin more alive, and then throw on some concealer. Okay, I'll have to see more on that, because honestly I feel like there's not like a significant difference, so makes me think that that's a good shade match. For the blur, I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics number 3 brush, which will kind of pack it on. So let me see. It says blurring tint foundation is what it's supposed to be. Let me look up the claims. Where's my phone? So according to this according to Ulta's website, it says skip the IG filter, introducing NYX Professional Makeup Bare With Me Blur Tint Foundation. Effortless, no filter needed. Makeup results with a flawless, smooth, matte blur finish that never looks cakey or ashy. It provides 12 hours of hydration up to 16 hours of wear. Really interesting that it's a hydrating matte. It's formulated with skin-loving ingredients including glycerin, matcha, and niacinamide. This lightweight slip texture foundation will leave your skin looking blurred and healthy. Available in 24 shades to enhance your color. While being breathable, fade, and transfer resistant, a little goes a long way. Suitable for all skin types. Suitable for all skin types, including oily, dry, and combination. Imperfections, blurred. Pores, blurred. Like, that's interesting. Okay, and it's vegan and cruelty free. So that's the claims on this. So, okay, I think what I'm gonna do is on this side, so it's a squeezy tube. Well, it doesn't have a point or anything. So, I don't know if you can kind of see it. So, no point, so it's not like I can easily, like, do I do this? Ooh, that might have been way too much. Okay, so I'm gonna start there. Yeah, this feels like it'll be way too light. Yeah, that's way too light. Oh boy. Okay, let's just kind of focus on the finish, and I'm gonna move it around. I'll definitely have to get that other shade if I like this. Yeah, that's really obviously too light. I straight up look like a ghost. Like, look. Okay, it's alright. I'll fix it with bronzer, but let's. Okay, so obviously too light, and it definitely feels lightweight. See, this is why like foundations are like really hard for me, because I can never get the shade right. Like look at that. Almost feels like I have like sunscreen on my face. At least that's what it looks like. Okay, so through here it's starting to feel, or it's starting to look a little dry. Definitely seems pretty blurring through here. I don't know if you can kind of tell. Definitely seems, yeah, I'm trying to get past the shade. Going down the neck. Kind of help with that. Okay. It didn't seem to pill on top of that e.l.f. primer, but I definitely feel like the glow is coming through, as you can see right here. Oh gosh, yeah, this is... I'm gonna be mixing this for a while because I don't think I've ever this pale. Honestly, this might work for my mom if she wants to try it. This is white. Like in the bottle, like then the bottle looks okay, like okay, a little pale and yellow, but like it didn't straight up look white. I'm gonna try squeezing it onto the brush. Definitely feel like a little goes a long way, because I don't like, I personally don't like putting on a ton of foundation. I like layering it. Oh, I used the wrong brush. I used the wrong brush. I wanted to use this one. Just to... I can't believe I did that to myself. That is just way too light. I know I'm not the greatest at shade matching, but... like, tell me this looks lighter than what I've put. Like, this straight up looks white. Like, what am I missing? I wonder, okay. I feel like it's starting to darken a little bit on this side, but I don't think it's like fully oxidizing. Not where I wanted this to go, but okay. Okay, looking at coverage, I don't think this is full coverage. There's some of my, definitely some freckles peeking through, which I don't mind. I think it's evened out my skin tone. And so I typically put my products on with brushes. I don't have a sponge with me to kind of tell you if it's better with a sponge or not. I just don't like using them. So for right now, there's some parts where it seems a little streaky and makeup-y with the brush. So do I think it looks so dry? Not really. I feel like it feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel feel like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like, one, the shade is like messing with me, so there's that. I definitely agree that it's blurring. I definitely feel like my pores are blurred in here. I almost want to put another layer, like total, to see. I look straight up like a ghost. To see, I want to put some more, like another layer to see if I can maybe get more coverage out of it. To me, it just, like with my Charlotte Tilbury foundation, I definitely get more coverage. Granted, this said medium coverage, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm having a hard time trying to get past the color. It just, like, to me, like on the, it doesn't look too bad. You know, it doesn't look like completely awful. And then it's like, as soon as I spread it out, it's like, hello, you're our Casper. Okay, let's see how this layers. I'm also trying to see if I pat. It looks way worse on camera than it is in person. Honestly, that just kind of tells me that I am not as fair as I thought. It seemed to layer really good, so if you want to build it up more, you can. I'm gonna come out and my husband's gonna be like, what in the world? I definitely would have to, honestly, if I mixed this with the light medium of the e.l.f., I think that might work. So I'll have to like try that and let you know. Okay, so as I'm swiping, it seems like my forehead area is getting very streaky. So maybe this isn't the best, like, layered. Ooh, this is not going to plan. Yeah, it's like if you layer it, you have to pat. Like, it's getting weird, like through here. I don't know if you can kind of tell. Yeah, it's definitely getting weird. This is just straight up white. Like, this is almost matching my sweatshirt I have on. Like, this is a little ridiculous. It's gonna be even worse once I put on my concealer. Okay, I don't know. I'm having a hard time, like, getting past the shade. I don't think this is one where you can layer. Just based off of close up, I'm seeing streaking. Do I think it blurs? Yes, I can agree that it blurs, but with that second layer, it's definitely looking heavier. That's annoying, but that tells me I definitely needed to get that other shade. And I think there's what? Let's see. Okay, so the shade I wanted to get was light neutral, which is 2 up, but they didn't have it. Because I think vanilla would be too dark. It's even like, I mean, it's matching really well based off of the Ulta website. So the one I wanted to get was light neutral, and I think that would have been way better. So, okay, so this is starting to set down a little bit. I'm starting to, like, feel it. Yeah, I don't layer this. At least unless you're used to that, like, feeling of I don't know. I gotta get some concealer on. So I'll have to get back to you on this, and I'll have to mix some other shades to see if I can maybe get it to match. So this isn't new, but I'm going to use the NYX Bear With Me concealer. This is going to look way darker. This concealer's in the shade beige. So to conceal, like, look, you can kind of tell the difference. So have you tried this foundation? If you have, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I definitely agree that it's blurring. Like, no doubt about that. I definitely agree it's blurring. Okay, I feel like I look crazy because of the concealer mixing with the, yeah, I just can't get over, like, this doesn't look white. Like, this doesn't look white at all. Like, and I feel like my face looks white. Like, that's, let's see if I can save it because I'm supposed to film a video after this. All right, let's go into the NYX the Brow Glue, and I have it in the shade Dark Brown. So I really love NYX brow products, and I said that this, that the Thick It Stick It was the brow glue tinted, but since they came out with this, I knew I had to try it because I love both of these products. Like, I love both of these products, and I kind of interchange a little bit. I reach for this a little bit more when on a daily basis because it's already tinted and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to fill it in. On special occasions, I definitely use this to make sure that it's like my brows stay. So this is the brow glue. It's not see-through packaging, it's white packaging, but it's pretty much, it's the same size. As you can see, it's just this one's clear because it's a clear one. So let's see, I'm gonna look psycho in my next video. Okay, so getting it out, it seems very, very thin, but let's see how it goes on. What I like about the brow glue formula is I can put it in and my brows hairs don't move. Okay, so it seems like there is a light tint to it, but it doesn't seem over the top like the NYX Thicket, like the Thicket Stick It. As you can see, like comparatively, there's like a little bit. So let me see. How does the layering? Because it's very thin like the brow glue. However, I don't see a whole lot of tint, which I find interesting. Yeah, it doesn't seem very dark. It almost seems yellow. Interesting. In terms of the formula, feels the same. Yeah, the formula feels the same. Definitely feel like it's a little more filled in, but it's not what I was expecting. Like, let's see, I'll put on the Thicket Stick It in Cool Ash Brown. I know it's 2 different shades. Honestly, I'm just playing today with makeup and I'll be filming another video, so it's fine. But so the wand is bigger on the Thicket Stick It, and I feel like the formula is definitely thicker. I also feel like the opacity is definitely thicker. Color-wise, it seems the same, which is interesting. I can't tell which I like more, honestly. But I'm gonna go in real quick with the micro brow pencil from NYX. This is also an ash brown. And just kind of film in real quick. Okay, so I can definitely feel the this definitely feels like the actual brow glue. I'm a little disappointed that the tint isn't as isn't as opaque as the Thicket Stick It, but I do like how my brows look. They definitely feel like the color feels yellow, like compared to Cool Ash Brown. Like it definitely feels, this is a little bit more yellow tone. So if you have dark brown, just keep that in mind. At least on me, it's definitely coming out more yellow. I also need to test it out against a non-white background on my base. Like, that's a little much. Okay, going in to bronzer. I do have a cream bronzer, and it is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. I've been interested in trying this one out. This one, I'll have everything that I'm mentioning down below as well. I believe this one was $9. So yeah, so here is their cream bronzer. I have their powder bronzer, and I've had it for a while. I was in my project pan last year, and it's in the shade it's the shade 1 Cool. So there it is here, and here's the cream. As you can see, they are pretty much identical shades, so that's really promising. I do have the Tarte bronzer, which honestly I think is drying out in this shade, in the shade Seashells, which I really like as well. I'm going to try to show you. And it seems very similar. This one seems a little bit more yellow toned on camera. I didn't want to get the medium because the medium seemed really, really dark, but maybe this will balance out my face since my face is really, really, really white. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer brush. I've been really liking this. Actually, let me grab that just to show you. This e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Honey Drip is definitely a lot more cool tone compared to this one. You can see definitely a lot more cool tone. And I've noticed that I've really liked how my bronzer looks with this brush. And I'm just gonna go like right in. And I'm gonna tap first and see how this goes. Okay. Okay, so this definitely looks very similar shade, shade as the powder. And it's not picking up my foundation. It looks really dramatic just because my base is too light. I'm gonna be saying that probably the rest of this video. Okay, so as you can see, wow, that's like, I feel like that blended really quickly. Okay, so there's the side by side. I feel like it looks really nice. I like the tone. I really liked the tone of the powder bronzer, so I'm really excited. And you saw it didn't take me very long to blend that in. Now, bronzer is definitely a product I really like, so I tend to have a lot of bronzers in my collection, but I use them like crazy, so don't really contour my nose or anything. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna kind of blend out here a little bit. Yeah, that bronzer looks nice, and it's not like, I feel like it just looks so natural, although I feel like just a little stripey, but I think once I get everything kind of blended together. Okay, I am really excited about that. I'm really excited about that. All right, on to blush. I went a little donuts, no. So at Sephora, I got two blushes, one cream and one powder. Now they aren't exactly the same color, but the first one is from Rose Inc. And I've been really interested in trying Rose Inc.'s products for a while. And this is the lip and cheek color in the shade Foxglove, and it's a really, whoa, it looks really red. It's not as red as it's coming off on camera, but it is a really nice pinky, mauvey, rusty color. It almost looks, it's really close to the Color Pop Between the Sheets blush that I have. Just kind of give you an idea. It's like darker and a little bit more red, which it looks a little, let's see, it might be too dark from what I'm going with, but I'm kind of mixing everything now. So it looks so like velvety textured. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but I'm gonna stick my, okay, it definitely feels creamy. So definitely a reddish blush, but it looks like it blends out really nicely. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go into a duo fiber brush and see how that turns out. I'm gonna go into my e.l.f. Putty blush brush. I'm just gonna go in. It's like an interesting like texture, and I don't want to go too overboard because I'm gonna be pretty heavy on the eyes today. So I'm just gonna kind of tap this in. It's not disturbing the foundation, which is nice, and it seems to be blending into bronzer nicely. Wow, that's like really, really pigmented. That's really opaque, but I really like the color. Yeah, I really like the color, and it has a nice glow to it. I like using this brush for cream products. I do have another stippling kind of brush in, like, where is it? This one? Yeah, this BH Cosmetics one in the number 4 brush. That's the other stippling one I have, but I definitely like this with cream products. The other one I like to use is the Putty Primer brush from e.l.f. But I wanted to this kind of be a little bit more subtle. I feel a little clowny, but I think once I put everything else on, it'll come together. I really like that. I feel like that's a great like everyday. It looks really cherry red, but it's more of a mauvey rusty red, as you can see on my hand. Yeah, I'm really excited. I really like the texture of that. Okay, I don't have a cream highlighter, so I'm gonna move on to powder. And for powder, as you can see, I have back and forth of drugstore and high-end. So for powder, I have the Essence 16-Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. I like using powder foundations as just powders. I mostly have, I have only loose powders, and I haven't really touched pressed powders in a while, so I wanted to check this one out. And this is in the shade Classic Vanilla, which actually might be better suited for me. So this actually might be able to bring everything together. It comes with a mirror and a puff. I think this has been out for a while. So, okay. I think on one side, I'm going to do my normal technique, which is I take a really, really fluffy brush and I kind of just swirl it in there, get powder on. Okay, it doesn't seem too, there isn't a whole lot of kickback, so that's good. I'm gonna kind of go around and lightly powder my face. It's definitely smoothing, and it is it's brought my face closer to my actual shade. But the other thing I like to do, I just need to blend out my concealer that's collected a little bit, is take a fluffy brush, wherever that brush went, just a little fluffy brush, swirl it in the powder, and I'll set my eyes and see. Okay, I feel like it darkened my eyes a little bit. And I don't think it added coverage. As you can see, it looks a little dark right there. But the rest of my skin looks really smooth. Like, I'm not mad at that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Gosh, this video is gonna be so long. But the foundation kind of threw me. Okay, I'm gonna go into the puff and I'm gonna see how that goes. Okay, so I got that. Let's see. Okay, so definitely adds more coverage with using this, but it's just not a natural thing for me to gravitate for. But I feel like my face is back to being a normal color, and my battery's dying. So hold on one second. Okay, so I feel like with that like puff, definitely feels a lot more makeup-y than when I just did a brush with it, but I feel like it added some coverage. My face definitely feels set. I don't know why I have like hairs popping up, but my skin feels blurred for sure. But I definitely feel like on this side from using the puff, it looks a lot more makeup-y. It definitely covered the blush and bronzer a lot, as you can see. So what is on my forehead is definitely looking patchy. I don't know what the heck happened there. It was super makeup-y. Let's see if I can save it. Yeah, I don't know about that foundation. I don't know. Especially like these two mixing, I don't know. I don't know about that. I may need to use a different powder and not necessarily like a powder foundation. Yeah, there's like, I don't know if you can get, there's like weird patchiness on here. I really hope you can see it. I kind of saved it a little bit. Like I'm feeling a little dry. So let's just keep it moving. Okay. For bronzer, I've got the mini of the Glowish Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. I saw this in the checkout line, and checkout line always gets me with the minis. And I personally like getting minis to test some products out. I really hope I'm not getting makeup on my sweatshirt. Okay, so yeah, so mini, and I got it in the shade medium. It's the swirly. I feel like it's a baked bronzer, honestly, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember a whole lot about this. The only downside is this is the size like bronzer brush I like to use, and so I'm gonna just kind of dive in and see what happens. Maybe swirl a little bit. Let's bring out that bronzer I had again. Yeah, I'm feeling like my face is looking like overly matte, which I'm not happy with, but I think once I put some setting spray on it, I think we'll be okay. Brought it back in, but not like a whole lot. I feel like there's not really like a whole lot of glow. Like I don't understand. This definitely seems even really matte in the pan. Like I don't really see like a difference. I mean, you'll have to tell me if you see a difference, because I sure don't. Yeah, I don't. What? Definitely looking a little patchy right there. I mean, I can't get over. I definitely feel very blurred right here. Just on my forehead, it looked really strange. I don't know if it was this or if it was mixing of this. Like, could be numerous things. That's the only downside of like testing a bunch of new products, but at the same time, I think that's right. It also seems very like yellow, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Although in the pan, as you can see, there's a lot of yellow, but I don't know. I don't know what my feelings are about this one. Maybe I'll like it once everything kind of comes together. I'm just glad my face isn't as like white as it was. Okay, for powder blush, I have the Benefit Mini, the box blushes in the shade Peachin'. Now, to me, when I think peach, I definitely think a lot more orange. Now, this looked very neutral to me, which I'm not mad at, because I like to do more neutral blush when I have like a crazy eye look, which I won't do a crazy eye look, but a very colorful eye look. So I definitely wanted to have, I don't have any kind of blush in this shade. And it seems very light, but we'll see. I'm going to take the ColourPop F31 brush and just kind of put it on there. I've never tried these box blushes before, so I don't know what like the original formula was like. And to compare it anyway. That's the other thing. I like mixing like tones of blushes as well. So you can see it's definitely, okay, now it's coming off very, very peachy. But I don't, that might be like the red tone of the Rose Ink blush coming out. So it's a matte blush, so not a whole lot of glow, but I think the glow from the other products is coming through. I mean, it's fine, like nothing to like write home about. Like, I'm not blown away by it. I think it's a pretty color. I think it's great for the look we're going for today, so I'm not mad at it. Okay, I'm gonna highlight real quick with the Essence Pure Nude highlight. I'm just glad the base is kind of coming together. Okay, now for the fun part. Eyes. So I got options. Boy, do I got options. But I think I have an idea what I'm gonna do. So I have the e.l.f. No Budge Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Plateau, which is this dark chocolate brown. I have the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Sticks in the Midnight Sapphire. I also got the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paints, and this is in the shade Smell Before the Rain, which is a cool tone brown. And then I have the Danessa Myricks Multi-Chrome Pigment for Eyes and Face, and this is in the shade True Love. It's the Twin Flames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the About Face Liquid Eye Paint. Fluid Eye Paint, sorry. And it's a matte, and it's a really cool packaging. I've been wanting to try these for a while. So I like the idea of like just painting on there, painting a face and getting creative. So just kind of swatch it and kind of brush it out. As you can see, it's a nice cool tone matte eye. So one thing I need to remember is put like a makeup rag in here. So what I think I want to do is I'm just going to use that as like my eye base, and put it all over the lid. Oh my god, I realized I've been recording with the audio, so I hope the audio is okay. If not, hopefully it sounds better now. Whoopsie. It's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit, and I kind of want to go up because I have an idea of what I want this look to look like. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with this BH Cosmetics number 9 brush. I'm gonna go into this Kenzie brush I got from TJ Maxx, and I'm just gonna blend it out. Ooh, wow, it's very, very opaque, and that just pretty much blended itself. I'm gonna bring a little bit down here. Wow, that like blended in 2 seconds. Like, are you kidding me? That's so nice. And I don't even feel like I need more. Like, I can be done and just go and put a little mascara. Like, what? Oh, why didn't I try these earlier? This is like perfect for every day. You saw how quickly that was for me to blend. I love that. Like, wow. Okay. Wow, I like 100% need to try more of those. Okay, and then what I think I want to do is I'm going to go into the Domestic Marks True Love. Their Twin Flames Multi-Chrome Picnic. The Twin Flames Multi-Chrome Pigment. As you can see, it's a very blue and purpley. I'll kind of give you a swatch real quick. As you can see, it's definitely blue with a purple shift. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go more precise with this one. Ooh. It's layering on the about face really well. Okay, I'm going to let that set for a second. I'm going to go on the other side. So cool, the shift on there. Okay, and then I'm going to take a precise brush. Yeah, I'll do this one. This is the BH Cosmetics number 7 brush. And kind of blend that in a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the liquid eyeshadows, so okay, so that kind of dried down. Looks really messy right now, but I'm gonna blend it out. Like, I'm gonna go back into this brush and kind of blend them together. Ooh, I don't think it liked it. Okay, so I don't think it liked how I did that. So I think what I'm gonna do is take the applicator and then kind of take a little bit on the brush that I'm using. And then go in like that. And then I think I'm gonna let it kind of dry before I blend in more, or blend in the other shadow. It's very possible that these two are just not working together. And it might be one of those things where you just have to have one or the other. But I wasn't sure how to blend it out. So I'm just kind of experimenting. I'm not really going anywhere. Now I was debating going into this, but I think that would be too much, so I'll have to save that for another time. Like, on my hand it looks super pretty. Ugh. So I'm gonna kind of try to blend all of that out. You know what it is? I need to actually probably get like a powder eyeshadow. That's what I need to do. I'm gonna go into the That's Taupe palette, and then I'm gonna go into the shade Pebble Beach, and then maybe I'll do that to blend everything out. I think that would probably be a smarter move. I also feel like it kind of just killed everything. I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking the Domestic Marks Multi-Chrome Pigments, I think it's one of those things, as soon as it's on, that's where it needs to stay, or else it's gonna crumble. But it's all part of playing. Like I don't plan on going anywhere. And then I'm gonna go into Bedrock, which is the darker shade, and kind of just darken out the outer corner. Kind of make it a little bit more cohesive. The Danessa Myricks, like the shine isn't really there anymore. Like the shift is there, but the shine isn't really there anymore. It's a cool color though. Like I am not mad at it at all. I don't know, can you see that like on camera if it looks like crumbly to you? I'm gonna go into that Pebble Beach shade again just to blend everything out. I feel like that looks better. It's not my favorite. Man, this is like not going the way I wanted it to. Like at all. Yeah, because the shift is there. It just seems a little dry and crumbly, which is odd because like on my hand, it's not like crumbly. But yeah, it's definitely one where it's like I tried to rub it and it doesn't really blend. So that's like my bad for not like thinking that through, but it's fine. But to finish off the lower lash line, because we just gotta move on, I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in the shade Midnight Sapphire. Yeah, and this is like a shimmer, so I'm gonna go in to the waterline to kind of balance that out a little bit. I don't know if these are meant for the waterline. It's going on, and I would assume so. A little like not blended, although it seems like further away it looks blended. Okay, I'm gonna stop messing with it. I feel like it's just gonna make it worse. But like overall, I like the idea. I'm gonna set everything with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Spray. I'm glad I'm going with this one because everything looks a little matte. But I feel like that's gonna bring life back to my face a little bit. Yeah, I feel like this area is not covered anymore. I feel like that foundation's fading. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that foundation. But okay, do I have anything else new? Okay, so I'm going to put on some mascara and a lip, and I will be right back. Okay, so I zoomed you guys out and I put on the Glossier Lash Slick Mascara, and then for on my lips, is sticking to me apparently. On my lips is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF, which is just a nude. And then I put the Lawless Forget the Filler lip plumping line smoothing gloss on top, which I think is a really pretty combo. I don't think like the plumping is like burning that bad. Like I think it's fine. Okay. Got a lot to get through. I think, okay, start off the fair shade in the e.l.f. I think it'll work out great for me. The blur foundation, I think I talked about this enough. It's just not the correct shade, so I'll have to figure out how to use it. And honestly, I don't think it's one that you can build. So as soon as it's on, it's on. And it's just, and it does say blurring tint foundation. So I don't think it's more for the blurring and not necessarily for coverage. This is just my first impression. I'm not one to know a whole lot about foundation. I'm not necessarily a foundation girl. This is the second foundation I have in my collection behind the Charlotte Tilbury, so take with that what you will, but in my experience, I don't think you should layer it based off of what's looking like now. Granted, it could be mixing with, you know, the e.l.f. It could be the powder foundation that could be causing it to look very makeup-y, but it's not necessarily my preference. I still think the shade is still way off, and I'll have to figure out how to mix it and or just return it. I don't know. I'll have to test it out and get back to you, but right now, like, it's not my favorite. The Essence 16 Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation, I don't like it with the blur foundation personally, and I'm not sure if I like it with the puff, honestly. I don't like a heavy powder, and I think just doing it with my brush just looks way smoother on me, and I still get a decent amount of coverage. As you saw, like, it was night and day difference on the shade. This is in the shade Classic Vanilla. If if you missed that before, so I'll have to keep testing this out. Not 100% sold yet on it, but again, first impression, it's not bad. I don't like it with the puff though. That's for sure. On to brows, the NYX the Brow Glue. Honestly, I wanted more tint, but do I think it's a bad product? No, I think it did really well. The shade I'm not 100% sold on just yet, and I'll have to keep testing it side by side. I do think that it is the exact same formula and actually a little bit more improved because it is actually thinner. So gonna have to keep testing that. So far, NYX is still my #1 brow brand. On to bronzer. The cream bronzer from Makeup Revolution. I think it blended really nicely. I think it got a little lost and ended up looking a little stripy, but I think that was due to the foundation. But I think the formula is really nice, and a lot of people are raving about it. And honestly, I think it's worth the hype if you are looking for a cream bronzer and don't want to spend a whole lot of money. And I really liked this. I really like the shade on me. I'll have to definitely see it without such a white base. For powder bronzer, the Glowish, the mini, to me, it doesn't seem very glowy, and it seems a little yellow to me. So I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, especially since this is a shade medium and the fact that it was so light. I'm not getting it, but I'll have to keep testing it out and seeing, like, maybe it was everything else messing with it. I don't know, or maybe I need to try a different brush. So I don't know, like, I'm not really excited about that either. For cream blush, the Rose Ink Foxglove, I think it's a really pretty shade. It looks very bright here, but I think it's very pretty, and I think it's a great everyday shade. And honestly, as you can tell, it can go either direction. I think if I put like if I put a more pinky tone, I think it'll bring more pink. But since I put on a peachy blush, I think it looks really good. I'll have to test these out more and wear them to see how they last, like with the foundation as well. But I really like it. I'm really excited about it. I think maybe if I end up gravitating towards this formula a lot, then I'll maybe get some more shades. Granted, I don't really need a whole lot of blush, but we'll see. The Benefit Mini Box Blushes in Peachin', I think it's a really pretty shade. Definitely came out a lot peachier than it does in the box. I'm trying to show it to you. It's definitely a lot more nude leaning with a touch of orange, which I really like, especially for a heavy eye look like this. It just adds a little bit of warmth to my cheeks, but not so much where it overpowers the eye look. So I'm really excited about that, and I like the little mini size as well. So that was a plus. For eyes, I really like this matte fluid eye paint. I think it blended really nicely. It's not sticky like on my hand at all, and I think it blended really easily. Like, it took me 2 seconds, which I was so excited about. The thing I'm kind of questioning though is the e.l.f. No Budge Matte Shadow Stick in Thrift Shop. I wanted to swatch this side by side to see. Okay, so it's not the same shade. It's definitely a lot more yellow toned, and I think this one has a little bit more red. So I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to use that again. And I may get some more shades because this was really nice to use. The Danessa Myricks, this one is definitely interesting. I don't like how my eyes turned out, because I think this is one of those products where you shouldn't layer it, and I didn't obviously realize that until after I layered it. I think it's one of those where, as you can see on my hand, you put it down and it's not going to blend. Like, where you put it is where it's going to be, and you shouldn't layer it either, because to me it just seems very crumbly and really patchy, and it didn't blend well with this, and it didn't really blend well with this. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to use it and maybe play with it more, and maybe just do this, wait a long time, and then kind of blend it out, because I feel like if I just had this on there, I feel like it would look a little too stark personally. With it now, it is shifting, but it's not like the shininess as it is like on my hand, which is what I was really hoping for. So that was just like an eh. So, and the Lawless Forget the Filler, I really like it. I think I said that enough. I don't think I'm missing anything. No. Oh, I am. The e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in the shade Midnight. I kind of put it in my I kind of put it in my waterline, and it seems to be okay. I don't think it's kind of meant for that, so I have no fault against it. And I think the color is really pretty, and I thought these two would go together really well. And because this one is actually leaning more purpley, you can see it right here, and it has a nice sheen to it. Definitely looks more glittery than a sheen, so keep that in mind. I probably shouldn't have put it in my waterline, to be honest, but I wanted to bring out the blue a little bit more, because this goes from like blue, green to purple, which I think is just so pretty. I just wish it kind of exude what I wanted it and have like the more metallic effect. But I'll have to know that for next time, that to be more precise, and then just leave it alone and have it not be a blended out kind of situation. Yeah, that powder, my skin definitely feels soft, and I definitely feels blurred, but we'll have to see. Oh yeah, so those are all the products that I've recently got, and those are my first impressions on them. And let me know down below your thoughts on any of the products. Have you tried them? What'd you think how they looked on me? Am I crazy with this one? I'm a little shocked about that, but it's okay. I'm really excited about these matte fluid eye paints from About Face. I think that's, honestly, I'm probably gonna whiz through this because it was just so easy and so quick, and it just, I'm so excited about all these products, and I will test them out some more and then give you some more updates on speed reviews. I'll also do an Instagram reel, so if you're not following me there, on comparing these 3 brow gels or 2 brow glues and this brow mascara from NYX, because these are, honestly, NYX is my favorite brow brand. I love how my brows turn out when I use those products, as well as the other products I have tested out in today's video. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on any of the products if you have tried them out. Also, if there are any products that you would like me to test out, leave them down below as well. And yeah, so I hope you're having a good start to 2023. If you haven't seen my start of 2023, I'll link that vlog up in the eye and down below. Wasn't the best start, but we're getting things going, and there's so many exciting things coming for 2023. My Project Pan kickoff is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.